Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. Signs, signs, and more signs. I love these signs. And look, I'm not here to just be Mr. Optimist about everything, and then, we get our butts kicked in 2018. I was optimistic about President Trump, Donald Trump getting elected, and he got elected. I'm optimistic about what's the state of the economy. I'm optimistic about the trajectory of where we're headed. I'm a risk analyzer. I was a risk analysis guy. I mean, that's what I did. And by the way, we are at big time risk in the movement only because we've gone away from the media controlling us to social media controlling us, and we've now got that in the hands of others. And I'm encouraging you, and don't just listen to me. I want you to go and join teapartycommunity.org, a site that I'm 95% owner of, not fully. And I don't make any money when you join, but the point is, if you join there and we start building that up, we're going to be able to get in front of this thing. Because I'm telling you, in 5 years, if we don't do something dramatic, we're in big trouble. Now, what have we done as a group of conservatives, Christian conservatives? Shouldn't have to say Christian in front of that, but what have we done to thwart the system? We've been beating them up at every turn. I'm going to talk in a few minutes about Hollywood and what's happening there. But before we get into that, let's look at the regular media. Let's look at CNN, for example. I read an article that says CNN's continuing their fall, many viewers choosing to watch other cable news channels like Fox or MSNBC. So I have the report. This is from Forbes. CNN had significant declines in February, ratings dropping 19% in total day and 16% in prime, where the network returned an average of 979,000 total viewers, behind MSNBC 1.85 million and Fox 2.766 million. So if you add NBC and MSNBC and CNN together, Fox almost beats them both. Now here's the breakout. Number 1 is Hannity. Number 2, Tucker Carlson. Number 3, Rachel Maddow. Number 4, Laura Ingraham. Number 5, Special Report with Brett Meyer. Number 6, The Five. Number 7, The Story. And then so Fox has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the top 10, 7 in the top 10, America's Newsroom as well. And MSNBC has 3. Then you get to 11 and you have Hardball with Chris Matthews. And then Fox is 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 16 and 17, 18 and 19. Then you get to MSNBC and you get to CNN at number 24. Anderson Cooper, 24. So they're struggling. MSNBC, just for the record, is struggling as well. The numbers, like I said, Fox is in the top 25. Fox has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 of the top 25. Fox. CNN 1. And MSNBC has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So that math adds up, doesn't it? The reason why I'm even bringing this up is because I'm telling you can look. I don't know what you look for when you're analyzing things. You hear all the noise. I've heard Donald Trump is unhinged. That's come back again. I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but they're saying Trump's unhinged. The White House is in chaos, and a host of other things. And yet, who's taking the beating? Who has Donald Trump specifically gone after and called them fake news? I think you know the answer. And the direct result of that is reflective in their ratings. And I don't know about you. I can honestly tell you, I have friends that tell me, Kevin, well, we're loyal Fox watchers, but I will, one of my friends said, I click over on CNN every now and then just to hear their lunacy, but I can't leave it on there very often. And I tell them, don't even watch it. Don't even click on. You'll get the highlights. I haven't watched a CNN show. I can honestly tell you it since the last hit I've ever done on CNN, and I don't watch any TV on those. I don't even watch my own hits on Fox, but I watch Fox shows occasionally. I haven't watched CNN in years. I haven't watched MSNBC in years. To me, MSNBC is technically worse than CNN. But what I want to tell you is that you're looking at numbers that would be frightening to most people. But here's what's funny. Don Lemon actually said Donald Trump watches him. Here's the clip.
Obviously, it's really important, and I'm glad shows like yours try to do it, which is to have voices that, support the Trump campaign. It would be silly not to let those voices be on TV, but there are times where Trump surrogates, I feel, don't express themselves honestly. They're supporting the president, but you know that if the camera stopped, they would express a different opinion. How do you handle that?
I just confront it head on. Yeah. Listen, I think that especially my show, which was a big panel show that he watches all the time, by the way, but I think we were sort of the canary in the coal mine, canaries in the coal mine, or the canary in the coal mine, because a lot of the people who either became surrogates for the campaign once he became the nominee, or who were working in the White House, were on my show as guests. And oftentimes they were supporting other people. And so I just see the absurdity of it. I know, the history of the people, and now just say, come on, let's just be real.
Yes, and by that you mean that a lot of these people worked for other Republican candidates and spoke just as ill about Donald Trump as people on the left do now.
Yeah, absolutely, if not more so, because they were, vehemently against him until he clinched the nomination, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, wow, this is our guy. He's great, and he is the moral leader, and he's going to do great for the country. And it's like, what about last week when you said he built his business on the backs of poor people? Like, how did that change all of a sudden? So, I hit him with that.
I'm glad you did. I'm very glad you mentioned that he watches your show. That does seem he has definitely used social media to comment on your show. And have you heard from people close to the Trump administration that he's still actively watching?
Every time someone comes on, if they happen to work in Washington or at the White House or near the White House, they'll tell me the president watches you every night. If they're a surrogate and they go to the White House for some sort of meeting, they'll come back and say, the president watches you every night.
There you have it. Now, I'm going to tell you something. By the way, welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. Don Lemon has got to be the least interesting dude on the planet. Seriously. I've hung out with Don Lemon. Here's what I will tell you about Don Lemon. When I first met him, I thought, nice guy, not over the top, felt like he was professional. I called him a moderate at the time. And I've noticed Don go way to the left. But after hanging out with him about, 8 times, mostly around Ferguson stuff, I will tell you, I watched the most prima donna little sissy boy that I've hadn't seen a guy like him in a long time, but prima donna sissy boy who wants to please that he's willing, he'll go with the flow of his audience. Don Lemon really doesn't know who he is. So while I'm thinking he's a moderate, it was just really Don Lemon didn't know what he stood for. And so as he got into the culture of CNN, the deeper he got into the culture of it, the more he thought, okay, I need to, go over the top. And now he actually believes the hype. He believes that he's, Donald Trump watches my show. Craziness over there.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.